We all talked about it yesterday, but you were drunk.
Yeah. I was really drunk.
So hello, everybody. It's Mining After Dark, and you have a special guest today. Hello. Hi.
Yo!
We brought a noob into the mine. We brought a knob in to see what the knobs are about.
Right.
We can explain mining to a knob.
Yeah. Well, we've been explaining it to him for a while. I mean, he's not a complete knob.
I'm not a complete knob. I did mine XYO for a little while.
Just for saying that, you're going to remain a knob.
Just for saying that. He's not in a good area, though. I'm going to give it up to him because he's in that Cali land. In Cali land, I mean, you can get taxed on a fart, dude.
Yeah, mining is expensive as hell out here.
I mean, after 18 cents a kilowatt hour out there or so, it's like.
So the reason I'm actually here is because since Brian is down in Costa Rica on vacation, so jealous, buddy.
And I'm here still.
So jealous. I'm actually filling in as far as the software is concerned to help you guys see the show tonight.
Yeah, just
thank you.
Making sure it's going to work out because I don't have the paid Zoom. And he can't use, we can't use the Discord to do this because Discord just doesn't work for this anymore.
And I mean, Discord
makes it a lot easier.
Yeah.
All right, so
because I'm in the middle of using my gaming laptop that I got going on here, and it's just not up to par for streaming standards, which is why I've been DCAing into, I've been building a big streaming PC. I've bought the Ryzen 7 that came out. Hot Rod Mining, which you can find down in the description below, has graciously donated. You donated some RAM, so this is now sponsored RAM. Look at that.
Hey, I'm sponsoring. I mean, if we can't get legit sponsors, I'm just gonna have to do it myself.
Right.
That's a great idea.
Just leaning in. Well, I probably should. It's not my brand, but it's still good. It's still good merch. There you go. But yeah, so you can find Hot Rod Mining down in the description below. Underneath the best websites ever. Go over there, check all of his stuff out because this is like a shameless shield to hotrodmining.com for sponsoring the RAM sticks that are gonna ram it up inside my PC.
Ooh, that's almost worse than the Bitcoin swear jar.
right.
Almost.
With all that RGB glory.
Yeah, so it's some Trident Z G-Skill RAM RGB edition. It is DDR4. There's two 16 gig sticks, two 8 gig sticks. So there's 16 here. Let's see, it was running at 3,200.
Yeah, top speed on that is 3,200 hertz, and it's got really, really tight timings on there, which for when you're trying to get a lot of throughput on there, it's really nice to have tighter timing. For my Threadripper, I don't have to have as tight of timings on there, so it actually I had those RAM in my own PC, and it just didn't. I couldn't get the speed up through the Threadripper the right way, and then I got some ones that had a little bit looser timings on them because I think the one that I sent you was 14, 12, 12, and 16 or something like that, or 18, and I've got 18, 16, 16, and something else that I got it.
Yeah, it's 14, 14, 14, 34.
Yeah, that's the tighter timing. I've got 18, so I'm a little bit looser on my timing. It just depends on the CPU, but I know with some of the older generation Ryzens.
Yeah, because I got the Ryzen 1700, just base 1700, which is still the 8-core processor.
All right.
Yeah, and I know that those chips.
You're not going to get to talk, Chris.
Well, I haven't done the Mining After Dark intro, guys. What's the show going to be about today? I need to push that button.
You should have done that a long time ago.
Well, I'm pushing it right now, guys. Here we go.
like the animation on it.
No, the animation was slow, but for me, but it was good. It was good.
That one's pretty intense.
I like that animation, guys. That intro is pretty sweet.
Good job, Gundy. Good job, Gundy.
Yes.
Gundy, you the man.
Did awesome. So Nefarious is saying that he says he can send me a B350 board so that I can donate, which is actually what I have right here. Digital Gold. I got this from Digital Gold. We don't know if this one works. Nefarious, you were actually there when this board was picked out. You put this inside the box to send to me. He said he didn't know if it was usable because it wasn't in a normal stack, so we don't know.
He said you're set then, and you should be fine.
Yeah. Yeah, he said that should be fine. Yeah, you can. It looked to be good. So, but this is the one that I got way back when, and I've just been having it like stored away and like, DCA just a little bit here and there, because I mean, it's the best way to do it.
Right.
So, but yeah, just pairing that with an older generation Ryzen, with the RAM that Hot Rod Mining sent over, puts the Ryzen 7 into at least dual channel mode because it is 2 sticks of RAM, which is better for it.
Yeah, so you get the full potential of everything out of it for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
I'd be interesting once it fires up. I want to know what the numbers are on that XMR rig.
Right.
Because in the Patreon, you can get that 0% dev fee on the Windows.
I was totally gonna use it.
Nice. Ooh.
Nefarious says I got my Strix board out of that same pile and it ran great. Yeah, that's what this one is. This is the B350 Strix. So we'll hope for the best.
Yep.
If it doesn't work, then I'll hit you up for that board. If it doesn't work. But it should. It looks fine.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. When I get that up and running, I'm going to test out XMR rig, test out Barris, which I was actually curious to know what the Epic did for you last night on if you got it running today on Barris Coin.
Fang, dude, that is baller, dude. You see what he just put into the chat? He's like, I've got an X370 board to donate as well if needed. So baller, dude. I love this community, dude. Thank you.
Boom. Look at that.
You just got the like button.
That's absolutely fantastically amazing.
Right.
I'm keeping my BTC. You're not getting it out of me.
You're only going to get the fire trucks out of me.
That's all you'll ever get.
I'm not drunk this time. Because I don't give no fire truck.
Perry says, I haven't yet. My back has been spasming. Man, I'm sorry. Sorry, buddy. Sorry. It says, I hope to get it tonight, but we both have the grandkids. Ooh-wee. Drunk Nim was great last night.
Yeah. It was kind of funny. It was awesome. And then my phone died in the middle of it. While I started, like, right at the end, I was like, had a couple that came out where I was sitting and drinking because it was like a nice little quiet spot on the balcony.
Yeah.
And I started talking crypto with them, and then the phone cut out, and I'm like, ah!
And I was like, he's talking to someone about crypto, I bet. I was like, if they say they know what Bitcoin is, tell them to say hi on the live stream.
Yeah. Actually,
say hi.
They did know about it. And it was the lady that came out there, and then her husband came out there, and he was an electrical engineer. So I sat there for a good half hour, 45 minutes, like picking his brains out, going, "Oh, really? Oh, really? Oh, okay."
I'll need all
Kind of
this
filling in
information.
some of the gaps of what I already knew, but
Right.
I didn't know why that I knew I had to do it this way. So I was like, "Oh, okay, this makes a whole lot more sense." While
Right.
drunk, I DCA'd into some knowledge.
It's like I may have forgotten a little bit of it, but
Just a little bit.
It's always a good DCA.
So, I don't know, Nim, did you see anything about the KO before you left?
Huh?
Did you see anything about the EVGA RTX 2060 KO?
Yeah. The joke of a card.
This non-RGB of a glory card. That's
Yes.
just
So they dumb it down. It's basically the Super. Okay,
Mhm.
it's the Super.
It's a dumbed down Super.
Yeah. I was like, what?
And they're selling it, and they're still selling it for $300.
Yeah, for $20 less, basically. $20 less, and for $20 more.
Yeah, because the Super is like what, 370 or something like that, maybe.
Yeah, and that's for the high end one.
You know, I know that's what a 1660 is worth right now. Is it's like 375.
Yeah, I mean the way that they've got the pricing groupings on these newer cards, it's just not. It's like, what are they doing? They're not providing enough.
2060 Super, 400 around the $400 range for a 2060 Super right now.
Okay.
$399 is the lowest I've seen.
Right. And then what's the their KO now going out for specifically?
300.
300. So for $100,
it's basically replacing the 2060, like that they already had that they discontinued.
Right.
For the 2060 Super.
It's like
he said it's a dumb card. It's a dumb A card, but I said it's just a dumb card. Yeah.
Nefarious is like, it's called the KO because it's knocking out the common sense.
Yeah, because it makes absolutely no sense at all. Like, no, absolutely. They discontinue the 2060 to replace the 2060 with the 2060 Super KO.
They only did this so that they can sit there and have something in the 5,500 price range from AMD.
Yeah, I'm curious, like what the board is on this. If it's like using the same board as the 2060, or if it's using the same board as.
I bet you.
Well, I guess it says right here, 2060 Super, and the 2060 uses the T106 board.
Yeah, everything's the same. They basically just dumbed down the core. Empower.
They don't say what board the 2060 KO is using, but the 2060. Base 2060 uses the T106-300. I don't know. Doesn't say, but I'd be curious to know if it's like the same board set, because even though because the Super and the non-Super don't have the same board, which differentiates them just a little bit. But I'm curious to see if it'll share one of the same board types. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Gundy's like, old inventory with a new name.
Right. Yeah, you know, AMD's like famous for that.
Yeah, we're going to refresh the 480.
The 480 to the 570 to the 580 to the 590, basically, you know, is where that it was more different at the 590, but still same shit.
All the same shit.
Dang it.
Huh.
Nothing. I totally said a bad word. I just let it slip right out. It angered me.
Wasn't me.
It angered me. And I just let it go.
I didn't catch it. Thank you for the integrity and thank you for the donation.
I mean,
if
I wasn't gonna say it, somebody else in the chat would have said it.
Don't forget that tally mark.
Oh yeah. What's Outlander? I officially owe 25 cents.
That's too funny.
Whatever. But yeah, so I'm curious if it'll share the same type or not.
I bet you it does. I bet you
Ian.
there's going to be a refresh.
You're too loud, buddy. Thank you.
Gundy says you guys are terrible. He says swear more. You guys have more BTC giveaways. Well, I mean, Gundy marked up them tallies last night.
Yeah, he did.
He's sitting at $3.75 in himself right now. Doing solid.
He's got the button that just means that he's going to pay.
So
he's got the easy button.
4, 5.
Oh, it's too funny.
$6. We're at $6 right now. $6 in total, everybody. Almost there. We're a quarter of the way there.
Yep.
So everybody knows. Yeah, so we've seen the KOs being released on CES. They were showing off the 2070 Super Creations from MSI. There was some things being kind of said, not really much about the Ampere stuff. Nothing that I've seen yet, though, anyway, because I'm curious to see if they have anything to say about all that.
Yo, Data Lord. Thanks for joining the show, buddy.
What up, fam? Yeah, he says CES was disappointing. Yeah.
I mean,
we didn't see much.
They did have a few things at CES that was actually really cool. They had that, what was it? It was a $10,000, or it might have even been more, reactive computer case that actually had downward projectors on the ground, voice activation. It had like little cooling glass that would actually open and close and like breathe. LED everywhere. It was like, holy cow. Gamers Nexus was showing it off at CES. He's like, goes up to me. He's like, normally you don't go up to these things and try to activate them. So he turns around. He's like, implement RGB profile 1, and it just starts doing all this stuff. I'm like, wow. Totally not practical, but cool.
It's like I don't want it, but I want it.
Right. If
That's
anybody
really funny.
wants to buy that for me, please go ahead.
I bet it's going to be probably well in the thousands. I remember, I think they said it was like 2,000 or something like that. Like it was like extremely expensive.
It was like $10,000.
Dang, I believe it.
Yeah. And that wasn't even these people. Like they had ones that were a little bit less, that were like $2,000-$3,000. I'm like, oh my god,
that was less.
Yeah, it's like it was insane. And then they had cases that were made by Devour, which he is one of the extreme overclockers. So he helped design a Lelum case that had some built-in water blocking right into the case. Not the easiest to assemble, but it has everything in the right place where you need it to be to make it as painless as possible. Because if anybody's ever installed, any kind of water blocking, you know that fitment is always an issue.
Yeah, that's one thing that will be one of my next DCAs, I think, into the build that I'm building, because the Ryzen 7 just came with like basic, there's the basic cooler,
which is supposed to be good for 90 to 110 watts.
Yeah. So I'll be pushing like the threshold of that cooler.
Right.
That's for sure. So I'm not really sure if I want to like dig real hard into it. Plus, I still need to remove the paste on that because of this, like the weird discoloring we've seen.
Oh yeah, when he got that thing, it looked like a hot iron rolled on top of it.
Yeah,
Actually,
like it's not supposed to look like this. I don't know if anybody has seen my YouTube video. If y'all go to my YouTube, you can see me unboxing.
Oh
this.
yeah, and then they had the folding screens at CES also.
Yeah, I've seen those.
Oh, that looks pretty cool.
So here you go. There y'all can.
You can see it looks like a hot iron rolled on top of that.
It looks burnt.
Yeah.
And it was brand new.
There
Brand spanky new.
Brand new. And you can see, if you look very closely, it goes onto the core. Onto the copper core.
The copper core is actually tarnished from the heat.
Right. There you go. You can see it. Perfect. So you can see that it carried over. So I'm gonna have to scrape this paste off because obviously it's not any good. And like you can even smell it.
Yeah.
So the guys in the chat have been playing around with CES and what it all means.
Yeah.
And then they commented on that hardware that you just showed us and says, and Nefarious says, like, you have a BM on your fan.
I don't know. I don't know what would even cause that.
That to me, that looks like they had it sitting on the bench, and there was a hot iron sitting there during testing, and it rolled right onto it. And then they went to lunch as it cooled down.
And then they went to lunch. And they just left it right there.
They just left it. They came back. They're like, "Oh man, if my boss sees that I did this again."
The Data Lord said, "Blame it on the alcohol."
Yeah, alcohol.
Yeah, so I was looking at, water blocks and stuff like that. But those get pricey. Like really pricey, like really quick. Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. The CES, I mean, part of CES was a bit of a joke, though. I mean, like the keynote speeches, keynote speeches, I was like, what? If you listen to AMD, Lisa Sukitsan talks about what she needed to say, and they should have just ended it right there. They have these other two speakers coming up on there, and the only way that I was able to muscle through that was on 2x speed. It was horrible watching those other two keynote speakers.
But we did get to see Intel release their stuff. We got to really see them release a little bit.
Yeah.
Of their single fan.
What was their release as successful as that Tesla truck's release?
I mean,
it probably had the success rate about the same,
Yeah, I mean, it's only supposed to pull about 75 watts. I mean, it's nothing like fancy. It's not like top of the line. It's like this is bottom of the barrel, like the lowest grade possible. 75 watts at a 1650, GTX 1650 ballpark is where this thing will be hitting.
Right. I mean, I like it just because it's bringing in another competitor into the GPU market. Yeah. And with them bringing out this particular card, it's going to show that they can actually re-enter into the discrete graphics industry again. They had gotten out like late 90s because they wanted to sit there and concentrate on wafer technology. And now it looks like they're like, yo, we're missing out on a lot. And considering that AMD is dethroning their CPU market from them.
Right. I mean, I'm interested to kind of see what they're gonna do, because the shroud of that, like the actual outside shroud, is not plastic. It's made out of metal.
Yeah.
Like, so it has a back plate, and the actual shroud is made out of metal.
I think that's prototype still.
Right.
It'd be interesting to see them come out with metal, a metal shroud on it. But I don't really foresee them doing that. That's going to cost a lot of money to go to production with. That's some of the reasons why all the other manufacturers either make a rigid plastic case that bolts onto the PCB, or they just put a metal insert that gets put into there behind the cooler to help give the PCB a little bit of support, so that while it's being suspended in the air off of your case and motherboard, the outer edge doesn't start to flex on it.
Right. I mean, it's gonna be pretty heavy. So that's gonna be something more likely, something that sits into a vertical rack like that, because that.
Right. Otherwise, they're gonna have to sit there and put up a
stand.
Support bracket for it, and I don't know about that.
I mean, it is only a one fan, so I mean, it's not that big, but still, it's metal shroud, so it's just kind of interesting to see like how it's gonna be.
The Sony car comes with a built-in Monero miner. That's funny, nerd.
That's funny.
Well, we already know that Tesla was mining Monero. I mean, these are proven facts. The AWS service not being configured properly. But you want to trust them to make you a bug out vehicle that can be broken. Well, the windows can be broken by a hammer with 2 pops.
Oh, we got Nefarious said that he's gladly going to pay for this one. CES 2020, cocks even suck. So go ahead and put that one down for Nefarious.
Oh yeah, he's in this. He has like 2, don't he? Or he just says 1. He didn't curse last night.
I think he earned one by not censoring the live stream chat, since he does have the wrench now.
Right.
Being our enforcer, the bouncer at the door right there. In the live stream chat.
You get held to a higher standard.
Chris gets one for repeating it, because you did say it. You said it word for word.
You actually got him to go quiet for a moment. He's like, "Oh, got me."
He's like, I didn't even realize it. Dang.
I was quoting. I didn't say it. I was quoting.
Just to be fair, I was struggling to get my stream ready at that point.
Nefarious is like, it was so worth it.
Yeah, it's like admirable velocity, whatever that one dude. He's like, bam!
Right. Slackers. So Nerd says highest profit coin to mine for months now. And that pump was nice. What is he?
I don't know what you're talking about.
The Data Lord said he's going to single-handedly cause a bull market because of his foul language.
Oh, it's funny.
Gundy says everyone's got to pay.
Yeah, now we all have tallies. Me and Chris were the only two that left yesterday's stream without having a tally.
Yeah, no tally.
Until today.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
Thank you, Nefarious. You tricky minx.
Yeah, like I said, I'm just putting $5 into the tip jar, into the swear jar right off the bat. I don't have to worry about it at least a couple of times.
Go ahead and smash the likes for that swear jar, guys. You guys are gonna get a giveaway one of these days.
$20. When it hits $20, we do a giveaway. Nerd says Z coin. So I've heard that people have been doing pretty well on Z coin. I have heard that. I'm gonna go check the hash rate. Beam's really profitable right now, as much as people don't think it is. I'll say that.
Right.
You know, because after they're having like the hash rate just like plummeted. Everyone's just like, oh no, the halving happened on Beam. Everybody out. You're gonna be making less, and I just don't quite get it.
Right.
Okay, so
worth for that solo.
Gundy just found himself another one.
$4.
Or Raven because of the Chad trade, Chad AF trade. What? I do know that I'll be trying to mine some of that Raven now.
Well, you better hurry up because they're looking into forking.
Yeah, I'll be doing that whenever I get back in town in a week.
I was just about to ask, how long's that vacation of yours, buddy?
Until I won't be getting back home until Friday.
Oh, that would be awesome, Data Lord. So the Data Lord just said he's going to put the DCA adventure hat on that Hulk. Smash the like button.
Yo!
That's going to be awesome.
That'd be funny. Let's see, so looking at Zcoin, looks like profit difficulty has been going down on Zcoin. That's for sure. In the last 90 days, it's dropped quite a bit.
I wonder why.
November, we were looking at 7.3 kilohashes. Now we're hanging down in 5.97 kilohashes. And we've been having really big drops down to like 4 kilohashes.
Nerds like you mine it to a core wallet and then you stake it, you mint it through a staking node, and then you make the coins anonymous and send it out. It takes 1,000 Z coins to run a Z node. Huh. Interesting.
I got plenty of markers. We're set there.
Huh? What?
So Nefarious was saying that by the end of the month, that pen's going to be out of ink. I responded, Mikhail's going to have to DCA and more markers.
I got more. No, wait, 5 more. We'll be okay.
We're good for at least another month.
We're good for at least 5 months. 1 marker a month. Yeah. Alex Frost doesn't remember when they were back in Lyra 2 Zevecoin. Yeah, because they were. Yeah. They were on Lyra 2 at one point, which shared the same trait with Vertcoin before Vertcoin forked to Lyra 2 Rev 3. But yeah, it has gone down. That's for sure. Beams has gone down a lot. A lot.
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah. It's been nice.
I need to make a hat. It says hashtag blocked it.
Hashtag beaming, and then I said blocked it.
Right.
That's funny. Just remember that most of those coins are going to fail. Yep. Heard that.
Hey, Nefarious, how is the stream coming in? You said that my PC's not handling it very well. Are we coming in choppy or What? What's the details?
Oh, you glitched one time. It like dropped stream for a moment, and then it came back.
That might be the kids watching Netflix or something downstairs.
I don't know. It looks to be
Get off
fine.
my internet, kids.
Yeah, I don't know.
Go play outside.
That or the Xbox Live. One of the two.
DCA into your own internet, kids.
Seriously, stop spending it on games. Go buy more internet.
Right?
Yeah, it
Oh,
looks
you want
fine.
to play that game? You better get some internet for it.
You gotta pay a little extra to upgrade the internet. I'll pay the main, but you gotta pay enough to upgrade it. Basics here. Yeah, can always sell a GPU to a gamer. Yeah, that's true.
Or you
Just
can
the
always sell a working ASIC to someone with cheaper electric than you.
Right. Nefarious
Or
says
somebody that really wants to mine that coin.
Yeah, it did that to me too a second ago when I seen that Nefarious. It was at 720 and then it dropped it down to 144. I put it back to 720.
Oh, YouTube's been doing that a lot lately. Like, I go on to certain people's
It looks fine.
My phone, like, I'll go onto my computer, go onto somebody else's stream, and it's got it in like 1440. It's like, and it's grainy as all get out. I have to drop it down. It's something with YouTube. Their last update broke something. It no longer optimizes YouTube for your PC or your cell phone at times.
Oh, well, that's good news. It means it's not my fault.
Only the graininess. But whenever like somebody complains that you're blurry, it's not you. It's YouTube. But if they say that the stream cut out,
Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say it's YouTube's fault.
Don't say it's YouTube's fault. They'll demonetize us before we even get a chance.
We'll never make it.
We talk about crypto. We're already demonetized. I've got a HODL shirt on.
Gonna anger the beast. I like it when he's angry. You get 3 months ban.
Right.
I like it when he's angry because he Hulk smashes the like button.
Oh, we got a thumbs down. Oh,
Well, thank you very much. We appreciate your contribution.
sad
Right.
day.
You have watched.
You cared enough to vote.
Right. YouTube's algorithm thanks you for that.
They voted Democrat. Oh.
You know that I'm in a Democratic state, in Illinois.
No, you're not. You're in Costa Rica right now, so it doesn't matter. I am in California.
Your argument's officially invalid because you're not on the same continent, so you don't have a say anymore. What are you gonna?
I'm now neutral.
Absolutely nothing.
Downvote means they were triggered. Oh, check and see if we have an extra one since I said some political party.
Hey, we got two. We got someone. No, like we got 2 up. We were at 10 likes, and now we have 12.
Oh, nice.
Yay! Thank you, people. But there's only 10 people watching. I love it.
I love it when we have more likes than watchers.
Awesome that we get more thumbs up than we get viewers.
Always. It's how that works out.
You know what, Nefarious? I believe you because the gun laws are stricter in Illinois than California, and California has some of the strictest gun laws. So,
oh yeah,
I still can't wait to leave this state.
When you have squatters doing their thing on courthouse steps.
Look,
think
about it though. If they're gonna pop a squat on the courthouse steps, it shows you just how much they appreciate their government.
That was the best thing
I
ever.
appreciate it. It's like you've given me a proper place to poop. Let me just squat here because this is where all the problems start.
I mean, how concentrated is the law enforcement at the courthouse steps, and they can still get away with popping a squat right there.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Data Lord. He says, hashtag Constitution, hashtag mind your own business. Can I get a wrench?
Oh, too funny, too funny.
And I gotta give Peter Stone's got to get a wrench.
Yeah.
He's
on the Patreon.
He's on the Patreon.
Oh yeah. And Data Lord, if you want a wrench, you have to join the Patreon.
At least $1 a month.
Someone joined the Patreon.
Oh, we got somebody that just joined.
Yeah.
Who just joined?
Snicket Diesel joined.
Oh yes, yes.
Welcome to the
He
family.
joined yesterday.
Yes,
Oh,
I
awesome.
did see that email pop. Yes.
Yeah. He pledged $1.
That's awesome.
He pledged $1. He pledged $1 to get a wrench. I bet it's when we made the joke to pledge $1 to get a wrench. I bet that's when that was. That would make sense.
You know, Data Lord's been one of the OGs since like we first started. Yeah.
And he is contributing to the DCA adventure team.
Yeah. I think he deserves a wrench.
Dude,
He's like a behind the scenes person.
Yeah, he's behind the scenes helping make us awesome.
Right?
There you go.
doing the
Data Lord,
Lord's work.
Data Lord, you have been blessed, brother.
Right.
Good job, Doge
And
Lord.
considering that he's also already pledged himself to be one of me and Michaela's first clients.
Oh, very nice.
Oh yeah.
He said sleeper. Yeah, so we're gonna do Bigly. I'm ready for Nim to get home so we can play the FPGAs.
Oh God, dude, man, I am sitting here like I wake
And
up.
Fang, you need to answer me back. You're hurting my feelings.
Huh?
Fang. Fang's hurting my feelings. He needs to answer me back. He answered me back with an emoji on the question I asked him the other day. That's all he gave me was an emoji. Tell a brother. Brother needs an answer.
Ah, too funny.
Yeah. I've been looking at cooling solutions and all other interesting stuff and kind of
There's like, I'm quitting this community. No love for him.
Nerd's pretty OG too.
Yeah,
FPGAs are the nerdiest thing my wife throws me heat for.
So what do you think? He said OG. What do you think, wrench?
I mean, I think he's OG.
Okay.
I mean, that's me personally.
I think we could
I
do
like
a
the
couple
guy.
wrench giveaways today.
I like the
we're
guy.
getting drunk on wrench happiness here.
Boom. Ralph says, "I love you, nerd."
Nerd, you have been blessed, brother.
Good job, Doge Lord.
I get a gold sticker. Yay!
Good boy.
Funny.
He says, "Yeah." So I'm FPGAs. Yeah, I'm ready and interested for him to get back so we can test that out. I've found a few things that interested to see on like how that's gonna pan out.
Oh yeah. I
You know
sit
what I
here
mean?
when like I have like a moment here that I'm like not doing anything, and I'm like, if I had the FPGAs, man, I could be testing on that right now. Oh,
And now you got them, and you can't even test on them. Good job, dude.
I know. The same thing with the RX 5700 Lisa Sue 50th anniversary edition
Which I'm
GPU.
curious of why it doesn't work on Hive. Like I'm
Yes.
really curious. They just released support today for it for the 5500 and the 5500 XT. So
Right. So like whenever I plugged in Nefarious' GPU into my Hive rig, Hive like saw the card, it recognized it as a 5700 series, but it was like unknown RAM. So I don't know if the 50th anniversary is different from the regular 5700 XT variation.
I mean, it is, but it isn't. It shouldn't affect Hive. I don't know. You said that you would possibly look at uh, like reflashing your flash drive just to be
Right.
safe, to see
Yeah,
if that has anything to do with it.
Yeah, start there first.
Because
Update
it
sure
should work.
that I've got the most up-to-date stuff.
Right.
Make sure everything's going good. And once that does that, and if it doesn't do anything, I'm gonna unplug all the other AMDs off of the rig, have that one plugged in only, and see if it's just getting confused with my my RX 580s. I don't see why it would, because we're on two different memory types, GDDR6 versus GDDR5. So there really should be a mix-up on the drivers. The only thing I could think of is maybe the drivers are just acting wonky because it's at that point it's a mixed rig.
Right. It's possible, but I still think it should go. That's my personal opinion. I don't think that it being a Lisa Sue edition would hold it back.
I don't think so either.
Opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible, but I don't think so.
Yeah, and it's like the 570 series the release on that was just really messed up. The drivers were wonky on them right off the bat, so it's like they should rename their driver division to It Just Works.
It just works.
Yeah. We're not telling you how
it just does kind of what you tell it to.
Right. Just like the Radeon 7, you command 100% fan and it wouldn't give it to you, it just turned the fan off.
But I mean, which are seeming to be actually a pretty good buy for mining right now, like supposedly, because they've come down on price so far.
Right.
They've come down on price so far down, and they do decent amount of hash. They just didn't do a good enough amount of hash for the price that they were at. And now they've dropped down in price. So I've seen a lot of people have been picking them up and buying them. Actually, we're gonna go check Nitty right now.
Yeah, from the people that I know, they're not really wanting to pick. A few people have, but not that many.
I've seen more and more like rigs being built of them. I mean, they're still $549. According to Newegg.
So here's something interesting. Nefarious Technology says in the live chat, Nemesis, did you see I have the Noctua grease to give you for more cooling tests when you get back? I'm pretty sure I butchered that name, but did you see that?
Yes, I did see that. He did message me about it. I hope that it's non-conductive, because you've given conductive stuff to me to put on that GPU. He gave me the grizzly bear or whatever. I forget what the heck it said. He gave me conductnauts.
Which you shouldn't be using conductive. You shouldn't be using conductive on a GPU ever.
Right, because it's not like a CPU where the CPU has a lid over the top of the chiplet. On a GPU, the chiplets are 100% exposed. All around the edges are small, fine pathways that have been soldered into the PCB. So I'm a little hesitant on putting your conductonaut on there, for one.
Yeah.
Data Lord says this is automotive brake grease.
Just slather it on there. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Oops, bought the wrong one.
Yeah. Let me put some, just regular bearing grease, right into it. The pink stuff, the high temp.
He says, "Whoops, bought the wrong one." Yeah. I mean, you shouldn't use like Arctic Silver, especially like Arctic Silver, because Arctic Silver
Which I think you
conductive.
gave me some of that too.
Yeah, you should not put those on GPUs either. I mean, it'll work. Don't think it won't work, but it's
you're
not
running
meant for it.
Yeah, you're running a more of a gamble of if it gets warm enough and the thermal paste decides to reflow itself while you're mining, it might reflow itself and go and drip off the edge. We tried warning Red Panda Mining about that one whenever we saw him putting, was he doing Arctic Silver on that?
It was Arctic Silver, yeah.
Yeah, we tried to warn him, like, dude, you're going to fry stuff out. That's why me and Michaela, we use the MX, it's Arctic, but it's not the Arctic Silver, it's the Arctic MX4, which is non-conductive. Plays, yep. There you go. Palmer. Unsponsored. MX4, you need to sponsor us.
Amen to that.
And you can get this stuff for super cheap.
And you can get it on hotrodmining.com.
Yo!
Which, hotrodmining.com sent me this lovely RAM to use in the new PC.
Oh!
Shameless plug.
Right. Yeah.
We let you guys own the shamelessness
we
today.
learned it from dogelord.com how to shamelessly shill.
It's shamelessly promote. Thank you.
You need to make it sound better than what you're saying.
You don't shill Bitcoin to the moon shirts like this. You promote them.
Oh, too much.
Since at the time, the 5700 was way overheating with everything anyway. The most stable was the carbon thermal pad that's on there now.
Yeah, and if you, the other problem with the RX 5700, XT, non-XT, Lisa Sue edition, is there's like a spring that's on the back. It's not like NVIDIA.
Yeah, the tension's bad.
Yeah, they've got a tension spring that goes onto the back before you put the screws through. And basically, they're like Gamers Nexus did a pressure test on them and saw that within the stock position, it actually had uneven pressure across the chiplet. And then just to top it all off, if you put washers behind it, you get a little bit of a better performance off of it, but it still does nothing for the junction temperatures. You've just got to pull all the power away from it, and then the junction temperatures will stay under 100 C. Because they say that 110 C is a normal operation temperature.
Lies.
It's like it's thermal throttling all the way up there. And it's like, and I get it that they're doing junction temperatures, so they're actually got sensors right at what where they noticed where the hot spots were, which would be any joint that's passing significant power from the chiplet to the PCB. So those are going to be your localized hot spots. Any place that has high data transfer is also going to be your next hot spot. So they've got sensors, and I forget how many sensors they said that was actually in there to get some of the junction temperatures on there. And then you're still got to deal with the memory having its temperatures. So that cooler's got to keep your junction temperatures down and the memory down. And I think I don't know what they did differently versus all the other cards, because like my RX 50, my 5800s, I could sit there and set my fans at 50%.
580.
And yeah, 580s. Thank you. Vacation mode. Sorry. But the 580s, those are sitting at between 50 to 60% fan versus a lot of the people that are using like the Radeon 7s all the way up to the 5700s. They're all at 75% fan or 100% fan just to keep the junction temperatures down. So there's some issue with how it's utilizing power. And there's also an issue with, obviously, the cooler on there is not adequate. They need to take a page from EVGA on that one, I think.
Water block it. That's what most people seem to do.
Yeah.
They said if you water block it, it just like solves all the issues.
Yeah, but now you're it's like now you got the card price,
Yep.
And then you've got a $500
$5,700 isn't that bad in price anymore. So $5,700 isn't.
It's not the worst pricing on them.
It's not that bad. They're only like $300 something.
Right, but then you got to add on a $500 water block. After you get the water block for it, the radiator for it, pump for it, reservoir, fans. I mean, you're talking another $500. I was looking into doing my GTX 1080 Ti, water blocking that, plus water blocking my Threadripper, and that was almost $1,000 to get the whole setup for it. It's like, oh my god. Yeah, you can get water blocks cheap, Dad Lord. You are correct. But after the water block, I would not be trusting somebody else's pump. I'll buy a used reservoir. That's not a problem. You can clean that out. But pump's going to be brand new. Radiator's going to be brand new. And, at that point, soft tubing is not that expensive. You're going to have to get brand new fittings for it, because I would not be doing used fittings to hold on the soft tubing. You're just asking for a leak. I'm just saying.
Well, thank you, Data Lord, for joining the Patreon. We really appreciate it, buddy.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you. Baller. We had somebody join right on the live stream.
Good job, buddy. Appreciate it. It says you can get water blocks for pretty cheap used. Oh, like what you were just saying. He goes the Kraken G10 or the Kraken G12 from NZXT. What's up, Mark? He says, hey guys, I'm late. Welcome, buddy. Better late than never.
Right.
You're fashionably on time.
And I'm not sure about like the AIOs. I have an AIO for my Threadripper, and the AIO for the Threadripper actually has an issue where it either starts to create like an algae, or nobody really knows what it is, but it clogs up the cooling fins for the copper cooler, or it just clogs up the pump until the pump burns out on you. I'm on my second AIO for my Threadripper. Whenever this one dies out on me, I've got an Noctua sitting off to the side. I'll probably warranty out the Energy Max AIO system, and then eBay it goes. I'll be selling a brand new one, but I'll just be getting rid of it.
Yeah, because I was like scrolling through Newegg today, and I found one from NZXT. It was like the Kraken M22. but it's a single fan. It's with the radiator included, but it's a single fan water block or AIO pump. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I don't know. Looks pretty cool. It's only $75, and does pretty well from what I've seen on the specifications. It's just one fan, so it's kind of hard to think that it would do really well.
You'd be surprised. I mean, as long as it's about at least 120 millimeter fan that's on there, the radiator on there. Yeah, you'd be surprised. You'd be able to cool a lot down. Will it be enough for it? I'm not sure. I would say that depending on the density of the radiator and how much static pressure the fan has will depend on its upper wattage threshold is. But a lot of the AIO pumps that, with the single fans, they can handle at least 200 watts. Which I believe that's less than that's more than what the 5700 series actually utilizes.
The 1700, not 5700. You said 5700. Said 1700.
Oh, oops.
1700.
Yeah. GPU, CPU. Sorry.
Vacation.
But yeah, I mean, a lot of them will at least handle 200 watts. Some of them will go up as high as 500 watts on the single fan systems, but I prefer the dual fans because a lot of those are like 800 to 900 watts of heat that it can actually handle.
Yep, I just posted. I posted the thing exact one I'm staring at right now in the chat. Data Lord's talking about is let's science it. He said single 120 millimeter works fine. I mean, it looks legit, and from reading the reviews, it looks good. It uses a cam. I'm not really sure what that means because I've never dealt with water cooling a CPU ever in my life. Y'all are funny.
It's like, no, I'm not. I am not drunk today. I've had a couple of cocktails, but no. I've been pacing myself.
Trying to see.
Yeah, a drunk nemesis pays into the Bitcoin swear jar, peeps.
Yes. I try not to.
Trying to find where it says. I know it's not a lot. It looks like the max wattage of the 50s of the 1700, but for some reason it's not showing up.
I know it's under 200 watts.
Oh yeah. It was right around 100.
And to be honest, I mean, this is just my 2 satoshis on it. But running a water block, although it helps run your CPU a little bit of more of a stable temperature, because even with an actual, you can sit there and pull up GPU-Z and actually see your temperature spiking here and there. It's the nature of the beast with a air cooler, where a AIO or even just a regular custom water loop, you're going to have more consistent temperature ranges on there. Will your CPU run any cooler? No. Basically, you will run your CPU on a custom water block or a AIO system. It's going to take longer to get up to that temperature. But once it hits that temperature, you'll see that the Noctua cooler and an AIO and a custom loop, they are running at the same temp. It's just that on Noctua, it gets there that quick and then holds. I've compared them both back to back on each other. I have an Noctua for my Threadripper, and I've got the AIO pump. And the difference on it mining was not even a full degree centigrade, not even a full centigrade between the two. I think it was like a half a centigrade.
Yeah, Data Lord saying the Ryzen 1700, which I just pulled up and found it, is 65 watts TPP.
Yeah.
So
a single radiator, a single fan, 120 millimeter AIO pump will work perfect. But the problem with that is that you're running two devices. You have the pump pulling power, and then you got the fan that you're normally running. So at that point, do you need that kind of stability on your CPU? I don't. Myself, on the long term, probably don't need it.
Right. Makes sense.
And the actual will usually your good air coolers, they're less than an AIO pump. $150 for my AIO pump for my Threadripper versus $110 for the Noctua.
Right. Which I'm pretty sure the stock big Spire cooler would handle just fine.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And myself, the only reason why I went with it was I was looking for
a Threadripper.
Well, I was looking for a particular build also. I wanted to do a water block system. That was one.
Right. Personal preference.
2, yeah, it was a personal preference, my decision. 2, I like the idea that whenever you're looking in there and all you see is a pump with a couple of hoses off of it, it actually looks cleaner in there. Instead of having a big, bulky cooler sitting on top of it with a spinning fan, now you just see a low profile pump, AIO pump on there, a couple of little hoses that just trail up to the top of the case, where I've got 2 140 millimeter fans on there. So I've got a 280 millimeter radiator. So my radiator is good for like 800 watts or something like that, and my Threadripper pulls like 180 watts. So call that project overkill.
I mean, you're not wrong there, YouTube watcher. He says the Hyper 212, which is actually what is the cooler that I run on the F1 Mini, is the Hyper 212, and it's like a $34 cooler, and it does fairly well on there, and that pulls like 60 so watts, pushing the frequencies, and does fairly well. It keeps that thing down in like the 40 degrees Celsius. It keeps the FPGA chip real cool.
Oh yeah, very cool.
Yeah. So, and that does cover the AM4 socket. So yeah, it is a viable option. That's for sure. Is running one of those. Those are fairly cheap enough. $34 on Newegg. Dang. He says I rock the ES2694 V444 core Xeon, 150 watts. Yeah, smash the like button, says Red Panda. Smash it. Welcome, Panda.
Ooh.
Says just got home, bros. Well,
welcome
glad you're home. Glad you turn it on right before we probably start heading out of here, because it is 9 o'clock, and we're a little past the time, and Nim's on vacation.
Right.
Yeah, smash the like button for Nim showing up.
I off in the distance, they're like having a party, music's going on. I'm sure there are beautiful women out there partying. Yesterday, I went to the hotel next door, because it's all part of the same resort basically, and they went to the party over there, and they had some of the most beautiful women on stage. Oh my God, just shaking it.
Taylor says that purple curtain though.
Yeah, he doesn't have a green screen. He's got the purple screen.
Yeah, the purple screen.
Yeah, today.
Red Panda says beautiful women, I'm all in, let's go. Heading down to Costa Rica.
Costa Rica.
That's funny. But yeah, I get everybody's point as well. I'll definitely probably look into the Hyper 212 because I do in 212 because I do trust that one.
Yeah,
I know that's
the only
actually
thing
really
that I
good
would
cooler.
say is you want to make sure that the interface
If I
on
notice being bad for the stock one.
right. The only thing that I would say is you got to make sure whatever cooler you get on there actually covers the whole die.
Right.
Because like the original, whenever the Threadrippers came out, they came with like a bracket to adapt some of the other AIO pumps onto the chiplet, but they were round. And they only covered mostly the centralized portion of it. Even the mounting screws for the AIO pump was on the Threadripper's lid. And that
Yeah, it was like
that
it was just a little bit too small. I
way
remember
too
those. I remember seeing
small.
about that.
Yeah.
They didn't cover the chip all the way.
Right. So that's the only thing that I would say if you're going to be using one that is less known that people use it, you got to make sure that you have complete die coverage.
I mean, the 212 is made by Cool Masters, so solid
Just
there.
gotta
And I know how big that plate is huge. It engulfs the F1 minis.
Yeah.
The Kintec 7
That's
chip.
FPGA though. That's different.
Yeah, I know. Same size-ish.
No. I bet you your CPU is about a millimeter or two bigger all the way
Maybe.
around. That's huge.
Bigger's better.
Yeah. More horsepower.
So Jeremy says testing the S9 that Nim sent me, and so far so good.
Baller!
Awesome.
Yo!
Very nice.
Glad you got that up and running. It's good to know.
Yep.
Got a nice new little home.
Right. Because me and Mikkel, we want to make sure that we hash the world. Yo!
Yeah.
Chris, when are we going to get you to hash?
Like I said, I gotta convince the wife that that's an expense worth having. So I think I might have to.
No, we were discussing this before we went live.
Yeah, I was about to
you're
mention
building
that.
a computer for your kid.
I'll just have his computer mining Monero.
Purposely. To your wallet address too.
Right. And then the GPU that you buy off of me could be mining that beam.
There you go.
How that works. You can even put 2 GPUs in there. She would know no different.
Oh yeah. Oh.
You be double teaming it.
Right.
You should deserve the swear jar for that.
That wasn't swearing.
You should have to put one in there for having a dirty mind. You dirty bird. Oh gosh.
Yeah. Taylor says you could always rent Hash Rate or Host. It's true.
Yeah.
Nerd says play Loot Bits. You're right. I have not played Loot Bits yet. I've been trying to find the time to get into there. So apparently you guys are
we're all waiting on Nefarious to get paid off.
I know, right?
And like hope and pray that he gets paid.
When Nefarious gets paid, all of a sudden that channel on Discord just gonna blow up even more.
Like, yes, it works.
It's calmed
Everybody
down.
Spam everything.
It's calmed down quite a bit.
Well, I found my little workaround, so I don't post my link anymore because I can complete all of them myself. Yeah. VPN for the win.
Yep.
I just changed the country and it changes the IP address.
That works too.
Two different VPNs on your phone. Just you go through like 11 different countries, 11 different IP addresses. Just go through them all. Just change it. Get your pay. Get your click. change it, get your click. Change it, get your click. Change it, get your click. Boom.
Wow. It's like a lot
Winning.
of extra work right there, but I guess that is
It
quite the workaround.
it is a lot extra. It is a lot of extra work. It's like 5 minutes that they're just like swapping, just really quick, because you just have it like up on the thing. I have it dual screen on my phone, so I have like the blue bits there and the VPN there, so I can just quickly change and just.
Yeah, see, I was doing the dual screen thing when I was mining XYO on my phone, and I'd be doing something else in addition to that. So yeah, I know the dual screen thing on the phone. It might be worth looking into. But no, I've been doing that coin supply, trying to get that advertising going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it is 15 minutes past the hour. How about some shout outs, and we'll go ahead
And if anybody has any questions or anything, now is the time to ask.
Yeah, now is the time to ask your questions, guys.
For show.
In the meantime,
Give you 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So, I know we can give ourselves a big shout out to Matt for being part of the mining portion of the Patreon. Yo.
We can give a big shout out to Peter Stone as well. Yeah.
Hey, there's Schnick Diesel. He needs a wrench.
Oh, there he is. There he is.
He paid that $1. He better get that wrench.
Right.
He says, Quintuply ad worked. I'm here.
Nerd, you say when moon? What, you're not already up here?
Dude, we've been there and got the t-shirt. Oh.
Jeremy says, what's a good custom software for the S9? Brains OS, from what Nim tells me. And Hive seems to be pretty legit, from what I've been reading.
Hive has an interesting feature that Brains OS doesn't have. See, Brains OS, I can sit there and basically give it the ASIC boost. And as you boost it up, and it does have a little bit of a limitation on how far it can go, but as you boost it, you start using more wattage. Okay, so I can sit there and go the other way a little bit, and it'll negatively impact the hash rate once I start backing power off, of course. It's not quite like the L3 pluses where I can undervolt the chip and then boost the frequency back up on it and actually gain an extra 100 mega hash on it without adding any more wattage. With Hive, the interesting thing on there is I can dial back that power under 1,000 watts. Now you're gonna watch the hash rate just duff on it, but you're gonna put it into a very efficient mode when you do that. So if you have to run it on 110, this gives you the ability to do so without burning up your equipment. Subsequently, you can go the other way and give it the ASIC boost, but you're going to be able to boost it a little bit further than you can on Brains OS. If you boost it up really high, you get it up to, let's say, 18 terahash. You're going to probably want to make sure you are either running, you're going to have to run on 220 for one, right off the top.
Different power supply.
Yeah, you're going to need a 2,000 watt power supply. If not, get a couple of power supplies and split the load up between two power supplies on one unit. Do not plug another power supply. Don't plug a power supply from two separate units into them. You're going to burn a hashing board out. But if you can sit there and get a 2,000 watt power supply, or get a couple of them. This way you can, stay within my 80% threshold rule, which, you don't want to go beyond 80% of sustained 24-hour power. You're basically, after that, you're making a toaster in your PSU, and it's not going to survive. And when it duffs out on you, it runs a risk of putting a ripple through the power cable. And what I mean by that, a ripple, is that you're going to see a power spike. And that power spike is going to burn out anything on the other end attached to it. Because the one thing electronics don't want to see is spikes and valleys in power. It needs consistent, clean energy.
Later, nerd. He says he's going back to coding. Have fun. Good luck, buddy. Later.
Thanks for
yes,
being here,
Mark Soul does prefer the Hive system. So
yeah.
Yep, and yes, Red Panda, you are correct. They do have S17 firmware coming soon too. And from what I understand, Hash Rate OS is actually implementing some stuff coming soon with that.
Nice. So we got the shout outs of Mark Nefarious,
Niowed,
Diesel, Iowed, yo, Peter Stone, and Gundy. Oh yeah, that's right. Mr. Hexdex is in there too. Yo.
Mm-hmm. The Data Lord rolling in just now today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, snaps. We're growing.
Growing on up there, guys. 10 pleasures. 10 people. Absolutely love it.
You all deserve the Hulk smash because we love you all.
Right.
We hope you all have a good night, and we hope everybody keeps your hash rates up, and you gotta love it.
Right. May your hash rate stay high and your watts be low. Yo.
Love it, guys.
Peace out, guys.
Later, guys.